Hey yo, what's good, y'all? It's Malcolm McFadden here with Yo and Nerd, and I got a special guest today. Guy that I've been talking to for a while on Instagram. Glad we kind of finally got to, meet up on this interview. And I'm talking
Yeah.
to Malcolm, aka Smiley Cannon.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Nice
Bro.
to meet y'all. Nice to meet y'all. It's finally time that we got this done, man. We've been prolonging this one for a little minute.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, just to get started, you want to introduce yourself and tell people about your comic book company?
All right, so my name is Malcolm Smiley Cannon. Everybody call me Smiley. Um, Apartment Six Comics is my company. Um, we write comics and I don't really know what to say about my company, so that's why I'm like we write comics. Like we didn't get to the other parts of it yet. So
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, it's a growing company. We got a couple of stories under us, under our belt, so that's exactly what we is. Comic
And,
book company.
and your main story is Book of Dreams, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So currently we got the Book of Dreams. That's
Mhm.
the main story, but we also got a couple of other ones like Project Cat, The Rebirth, Freaks Come Out at Night, which is on pause right now. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not messing with that right now. So far, Book of Dreams got my most interest. So I'm gonna stick with that for now. We're gonna pause the other ones. I also got another guy that's under me. His name is Oscar. That got a book called Lawanda Magari. I want to say. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Don't throw tomatoes at me for it. But yeah, he's from Kenya, trying something new. Working with other artists outside of the country to get them kind of started, helping someone else grow their book.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. And you mentioned before that you plan on expanding in past comics.
Yeah, I think every comic book creator goal is to get animation, movies, whether it's animated movies or live action movies. Like we all trying to get to the same thing because I'm not big on reading comics. I'm just being honest. So I'm really like aiming for the animation and live action. So that's the goal. That's the goal.
So, out of all the books you have, if you could have like an animated movie or show based off just one of them, you had to pick one. Which one would it be?
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's freaks come out at night because I'm a horror guy.
Yeah.
So I love horror movies. Like I'm a diehard fan for horror. I mean, I knew it would have been like cliche to go with Book of Dreams because it's the main one, but although I would love to see that one animated too, but Freaks Come Out at Night is like my thing. Like that's my baby, low key.
Hmm.
I'm just not putting all the energy into it right now because Book of Dreams actually got a little nice little run with it.
Hmm.
Um, but that's definitely my one. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that.
I was actually really wondering what your answer to that was going to be because you got Project Cat. I know Book of Dreams is like the main one, but
Yeah,
Freaks Come Out at Night. Definitely I'm a horror person myself. I'm a horror person myself. So
word, word.
that's why I was wondering what your answer to that was going to
So,
be.
so I gotta ask you before we move on, because I always ask you when we get on this horror topic. What's your favorite horror movie?
Horror movie? Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna give you my favorite. It's not a good one.
it,
All right,
it might be. You never know. Go for it.
I mean it's definitely good to me because it's my favorite. You feel me?
I feel you.
So my favorite is Freddy vs. Jason.
That ain't bad. That
Right.
ain't bad. 'Cause I've been waiting for a number two for the longest, so that ain't no bad pick.
It's
Yeah, I think we all want to see crossovers with the horror characters. So that's a good pick. That's a good one.
yeah, like I was hoping, around that area they was gonna make like a Chucky versus Leprechaun or something like that.
Me too, yo. We on the same page.
Yeah, they could have did a whole franchise just putting the killers together. Like we could have had like Michael Myers versus Jason, or
There you
Michael
go.
Myers versus what's his name? The yo with the hatchet. I can't.
Check it. Chainsaw Massacre. You talking about?
Oh,
No.
not him, but that would be perfect. That would be
I
perfect.
was say that's definitely a good one too.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. But yeah. But just to go back back into the comics, back into the comics.
Mhm.
I Book of Dreams. I really want to talk to you about Book of Dreams too, because Book of Dreams is my favorite comic by you. Project Cat I told you was fire,
Thank
but
you, thank
Book
you,
of
thank you.
Dreams is literally my favorite because to me, reading it, I feel like it's like your passion project. Like, we've
Mhm.
gotten to know each other talking through social media, but we've never like met. But like reading a comic, I kindly felt like, you put a lot of yourself into that. And I just wanted to ask you, like, how much of yourself did you put into Book of Dreams?
Uh, at the point that we are at right now, as far as like what's out right now, it's only a little bit, like little pieces of it. I plan to put my entire life in it with like a over exaggerated spin to it. You get what I'm saying? Because it is comics, so you got to
Right.
add things on it to make it more entertaining, like some comedy, maybe a little bit more action. We know I wasn't out here flying on no board. You get what I'm saying? I
Right.
can't even skate to be honest with you, but I always liked skateboards. Like they were so cool. So that's why I chose that. Plus, so a surfer. So even though it might not be personally like me,
Hmm.
it might be something I was interested in. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna spoil you a little something for y'all. All right, and issue 5, y'all ain't get it yet. Y'all ain't get it yet, but when y'all get it, y'all see what I'm talking about. Super Mario was one of the games that I grew up on as a kid. So I took a scene from Super Mario and like kind of injected it into my story using my character. So, like I said, it may not be personally me. It may be things that I like in it. So it's all about me, my thoughts, how I think, my kids, girls that I dated. I mean, they gonna be in the stories too. So it's definitely about me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I love to hear that. And especially with Read Book of Dreams, because Book of Dreams is the main character is based off your son, right?
The name
The
and
name.
the kind of the look is I mix me and his look together because I ain't never had no afro. But
Right.
my son did. So I always liked his afro. Like it give that, that black, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I gave it. Like, so the dressing wise, I took my style and put on the character and all the things that I would love to wear, like if I was a superhero. so that's why I said it's like a mixture of it's a mixture of different things, different elements I use to create the story. Like with my step siblings, I really had 6 step siblings that they may not have physically tortured me all the time, but they was there all the time. Whether it was jokes, talking about my sneakers, whether they was talking about how I was breastfed. I couldn't believe that they used to pick on me for being breastfed. They used to like, oh, you was breastfed? Oh, you a punk then. You a punk because you was on a titty. None of us was breastfed. Like none of y'all so
Wow.
unhealthy. So that's why I get that kind of concept. So like you asked, it's definitely about me.
Hmm.
Different elements of me created the story.
Okay. Okay. So how does your son feel about the story?
My son loves it. The one that's named Malachi, he let me tell you, he came to me when I first dropped the second book. He was like, he read it, he read both of them, and then he came to me. He was like, "You mind if I take some of these books to school and sell them?" I said, I don't mind. I said, you, in fact, take a few of them. You could give some stickers away and stuff while you're in there. I said, I tell you what, if you sell all 4 of the books, I'll double your money, and you get what I'm saying, just to give them a little extra motivation. He got rid of them, and I was shocked, and it made me proud as a father that my son was actually that interested in my work. He wanted to share with his friends. So I
That's
think he liked it.
Yeah, and he got a little hustler right there, bro.
Yeah,
He ain't even say,
yeah.
let me go pass these out. He was like, no, let
He
me
said, I'm gonna sell them. You're a businessman. I
Yes,
like it already.
that's fire. That's fire.
The other one is interested in it too because he just came back from Atlanta, and the first thing that he did once he got settled was like, can I read issue 3? I haven't read issue 3 yet, and I was like, I can't believe you keeping up with it. Like, all right, gave him the book. He finished it. Came back for the other one. I was like, yo, this is the last one. I don't got no more for you, so enjoy it. But it's good to see that they taken to it. I'm about to say I think that's like one of the most proud things to do because I do it for them.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? My youngest one, he's big. He's more into comics, like the Marvel thing, than the oldest one. But to see both of them come together and want to read it, like it's amazing.
No, that's definitely dope. I mean, that's fire though. Just as a father, just to, share your comic books with your kids and like
Mhm.
have the, characters based and inspired off of them. Like that's dope. And then for them to see it, that's even better.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait to make an animation so we can
Right.
sit down and watch it together. Like we did this, kids. We did this.
That'll be tough.
Word.
But let's swing to more of you as a creator, more of you, Malcolm Smiley Cannon, the person. So how did you get into, because you said, like you said, you're not too big into comics. So how did you
Mhm.
yourself get into, comic book creating?
Yeah, I'm about to grab. I'm grabbing something so I can show you what was the very first thing that got me. See this? This
Micro
is
Wars.
Micro Wars. This is the very first project that existed that I worked on.
Hmm.
Book of Dreams was the first story I wrote, but I
Right.
didn't do anything with it because I was more into films. But when I met a buddy of mine, Steve Hicks, the guy that um, I've always liked cartoons my whole life. I always liked cartoons. I mean, animation is dope. How they can do things that we can't do in reality. So it was always amazing to me. So I never seen myself doing comics because I never read them. I don't know if that makes me a hypocrite or anything, but I never read comics. But I like to write. So um, I met the guy Steve. He had a character, but he didn't have a story. He also had notes though. So I came to him. I asked him. I said, "Hey, you mind if I write your story for you? No, free of charge. I just want to show my work and see how I could do." He said, "Yeah." In 2 days, I came back to him with the story.
Okay.
He
Hey.
was like, he read it. He was like, I like it. He put it in production. Came back with this, and that was the beginning of creating comics. Because after I did this one, I was like, that felt good to do somebody else's comic. I wonder how it would feel to do my own comic.
Right.
That's when, right before I ended up in the hospital, I was able to put out Freaks Come Out at Night, which wasn't what I wanted to do at first. I still had Book of Dreams sitting in my notes, but I'm so addicted to horror. That's what jumped out. Like it just jumped out like zombie and vampire. Like what the fuck? Like I never heard of that one, but let's go for it. Like, and I just started writing, passed it off to the artist, and got it done. And then I took a break because I went in the hospital. I had surgery. It kind of discouraged me. Then COVID happened, so a lot of different things started happening. I got distracted from comic, but
Hmm.
then one day I'm going scrolling down, looking at everybody art and stuff, and I'm like, I remember when I was doing comics. It's already been 4 years now since I put out Trees Come Out at Night. So I'm like, you know what? Let me look for an artist for Book of Dreams. It's about time we do Book of Dreams. Because Steve kept telling me, like, yo, you need to do Book of Dreams. You need to do Book of Dreams. Like, and I'm like, nah, I just don't feel like I found the artist for it yet. Like, I was really, really particular about the artist for it. I knew that when I did Freaks, the artist that did it, the art style was kind of Spanishy. I don't know if that makes sense to you. When you look at the different art styles from different countries, some people can't draw black characters the way you feel comfortable about them being black. You get what I'm saying?
100%. 100%.
And that's what and that's why I was being so picky with it because I'm like, I want a black artist. I want
Right.
somebody that's black, and I want them to be like know how to draw other black people. So that's when I was scrolling and I found Oso, and it happened right there. That's why I like to say the beginning of it really started. The other stuff was just me trying to figure out which route I was going to take, films or comics or whatever I was going to do. But when I found Oso, is when it all started. I started taking it more serious.
Cool. And then so explain more about your relationship with Oso the artist. Like how did you guys meet?
Like I just said, scrolling down on Instagram, I seen his work. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what I seen that drew me to him, but I know it was because his characters look black.
Right.
I don't think at that time I was following a lot of artists from Africa. He might have been the first one. I probably found them on somebody else's page, and we've been like this. We like brother. We argue about stuff. We laugh about stuff. Like we talk about our personal lives. Like that's my boy right there. Like I want to bring him to America and let him stay with me for a little while. So that's how much me and Oso is cool. I don't know if my screen blacked out. Did it black out?
Like for a second, but you back.
All right. So let me open the door real quick. I'm sorry about this. I didn't expect this person to come.
Well, no,
I
you
can still hear you. So can you still hear me?
yeah, I can still hear you.
So I said, so also, yeah, we like brothers, man. And I hope to bring them out here one day, you know, to see how's America and everything. But
Coming to America. You're gonna bring him to find his
into
queen.
America, you feel me? Part three, bring them to Jersey, show them how
Right.
it is out here. And I want to go to Africa, no lie. Since I've been talking to him, I've been wanting to go to Africa heavy. Like, so it's a good relationship. I mean, to me, it's a partnership and a brothership. That's the way I can explain our relationship.
Right. I mean, you can tell the book I think is definitely done very well. Like Book of Dreams, like between your writing and his artwork, like it you can tell that y'all are close because like you can the artwork and everything just meshes. Like it's a good
Yeah,
book. Yeah, it's definitely like it's one of the as I tell people all the time, like it's one of the best indie books. It's one of my favorites because
I appreciate that, bro.
it has yeah, it has like the flavor to it. I told you that joint is hilarious. Like and he fell off the skateboard or something when they was like messing with him. I was dying.
Yeah.
I was dying.
Yeah.
But
We
no, what'd you really
I
say?
about I about to say we just tried something new too. That's funny that you said that. You like how we blend our mix. This new book that's coming, oh, I can't wait till y'all see this. This is the first time I let Oso take control of the fighting department.
Mm,
I haven't seen nothing from the book past page 16 since the fight scene. I'm excited about seeing it, but he's in fully control from here on out. So when you see the fighting scenes, just know I ain't had nothing to do with that. That's that man work. The rest is me. But we definitely trying to get more comfortable with each other's styles. And so
okay. So okay, before I go into the question I had, this popped up a question. So you do when you do because me as a writer, like fight scenes are
uh,
my favorite part. Like I'm writing the fight scenes. I'm writing the fight
mm-hmm.
scenes, like and I'm going deep into it. So
But
when
you got some good ass fight scenes. That's why when I look at your shit, I'll be a little jealous. I'm like, God damn, she whoop ass.
thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
But like, so my question is like when you give the reins for the fight scenes, right? Are you just telling him, okay, I want this person to win, and or like are you just saying like how you want them to win, and then he does everything up until that point, or like how does that work?
Good question. I do. Since we started this new thing, it had all right. So it's probably like three scenes I wanted to see happen during the fight. I mentioned to him and told him like, don't forget to put these in it.
Right.
These are important scenes. And then I wanted to end, like you said, I wanted to end a certain way. So if I'm like, say if I don't want Malachi to win, I want him to get the best of him, but he's still losing in the end. I'm gonna put that in the notes. I note the artist. Um, make the fight scene where it's Malachi getting the best of him, but then he loses in the end because of this. And then he'll work around that, put his scenes in, and then he'll add my little attachments to it. So it's just how you said it.
Okay. And then how do
Is that not how you do it?
normally I write the entire fight scene. Like I write from
I
start,
suck at
you know,
that.
like me normally I write the entire fight scene because the fight scenes mostly are the things I had in my head at first. Like I have
Yeah.
like a fight scene and then like sometimes I even have people fighting. I'll figure out why they're fighting later. You feel me? Like I
Mhm.
have the fight scene thought out in my head. So I just thought
Yeah.
it was interesting, like you letting him, take the reins with that. Like that's actually pretty dope. What made you, okay, better way to rephrase this. What did he do to gain your trust for you to just be like, you know what? I want you to just take over the fight scenes.
You could have asked that question however you was going to ask it the first one because it happened just like this. Also read some of my script and was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Malachi looked weak, and I was so upset. I was like, oh shit, I can't believe you just said that. Like you talking to the person that's paying you, you don't want to fuck up the relationship. But
Right.
then I'm thinking to myself, I hit up Steve. I'm like, yo, I can't believe Oso just said that Malachi looked like a punk. He was like, your character could beat my character. And I was like, nah, let me call Oso back. Hit Oso back. I'm like, what you mean? Elaborate on it. And he was telling me like the way I'm writing the fighting scenes, it looks weak. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. You write all of them then. Since you think I can't write fighting scenes, let me see you do better. And I said, we gonna find out from the people come book 5. So here we are right now. I trust him because I've seen him do other people's work.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always talked to him about blending our writing style to see where he would go with the direction if I did decide to give him leadership on the Book of Dreams.
Right.
So this is our first step to it. But like I said, he insulted my writing style for fighting scenes, which I'm cool with. I'm cool. If it's corny, it's corny. Because it is after he showed me what he turned it into, I was like, yeah, that's definitely better than what I had. Because I don't know if you know and seen book 2 when Powerhouse, the guy in the green, get hit by the board and he flies across the room. I don't know if you remember. As a matter of fact, I
I
can
do.
show you right here. But I'm gonna show everybody. We're gonna need to show everybody else
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
might not know. But this scene right here, I don't know if I can see it because it's like the screen blurring up.
I can say right now, yeah. Oh,
All right, so this scene right here when he gets smacked by the board and he
right.
flies across the room. I originally wrote it. It clipped him in the ankle and he fell. Also said he said the board looked super weak too. I said, oh shit. I said, do it your way. Do it your way. I said, and when he did it his way, I was like, you know what? This is how it looked in Dragon Ball Z when they knocked somebody across the map.
Exactly.
So that's how we got to that point, man. I think that it's a good idea. Um, because some artists are creative. They are very creative. Don't forget, this is their craft too. So you might get some if you let them take a little leadership on some of it a little bit. You might come out with something decent because
No,
we're not perfect.
yeah, facts. So just speaking to what you said, so what the artist for Vora Lee, so he is I love him because he puts his input into it. He'd be like, okay, he'd be like, okay, so I see what you're doing here, but I want to show it
Mm-hmm.
like this. And then so
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember exact scenes from the comic, but he puts his input. He's like, okay, I like this, but I think you can emphasize it better. And then
yeah,
what he'll do is he'll show me. I'll be like, okay, let me see it because I gotta see it. I gotta
yeah.
see.
I feel you. I agree. I agree.
I'm like, show me, let me see what you're talking about. And then he'll add things in. So there's even been times where he's like, we can get rid of a panel and then make this all one panel. You feel me? So he
Mm,
especially because he's an artist, like you said, we write the stories. We not
yeah,
visually seeing it like they are. You feel me? So like he was great at that. Like even some of the artists I have, an artist for a new book that I'm working with, he
yeah.
he's great. He'll be like, I just think you can do this differently. And I'll be like, okay, let's do it differently. You feel
Show
me?
it to you. Yeah, I feel you
Right,
on that. Show me first, and if I like it, you might get my agreement behind it.
right,
So you ain't doing nothing wrong. But
right.
like you said, you like action scenes though. So it might be a risk case scenario for you where somebody might cut in and be like, look, you can tweak this a little bit. But that's just how artists enhance our work. You get what I'm saying? If we would tell them no, shit might come out dry. Like that clip by the board, it might have been y'all probably would have hit me up like, yo, why the board hitting so light like that? Like, what's up with this board? That shit weak. So I think it's a great idea. And that's the point of being a team, working together, you know, mixing everybody's styles together. Even with the editor, when the editor comes through and hit the work off, you might have said a punchline where the hero might have responded, and you was like, "Man, that was cool with me." But then a third, two or three people come and be like, "No, I don't like that. Yeah, you could have said this; it'd be cooler." And then now they add that in, and it actually got the fans like, "Yo, I like when he said that line right there." So I think working together is a great idea for any creator.
Definitely. Definitely. Because I mean, we only get better. Iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel is what they say. You feel me? So working together is always, and like we said, the product, is a success, so it becomes even better. So, putting two heads together sometimes is, better deal.
Definitely is.
All right, bro.
Even new
So,
creation.
all right, bro. So I've been light with the questions. We ready to go into the big jump.
Yo,
We've been light with the question,
oh,
we ready to go into the big question. So,
hit me with the next one.
yes, what I want to do with these conversations, I want to make it so like other creators that just getting started or are in it can watch it and kind of gain some knowledge about comic book creating or the goods and the bads, the highs and the lows. So
Okay.
this is my big question. So
Mhm.
I want your highs and your lows. I don't care which one you do first. You can do the lows first and then start off with the high notes. It don't matter to me. I want your high point, in making comics that you've gone through, and I want a low.
I can say like the worst part about comics to me
Mm-hmm.
is funding it. Funding it is the worst part to me. I mean, because we all got real lives. It's not like we just got money just sitting around. So every time you see me make a comic, I done sacrifice something. So so just know like that's the worst part. Like if I had what's that song? If I had $1 million, I have hella comics out right now. But unfortunately, the way it's set up, like comics is the most like the art is the most expensive part of it. So if you ain't got that talent, whew, story writing is the second. So hopefully you got that part. So shout out to the people that ain't got neither one of the gifts and they just out here paying people.
Bruh,
Um,
pocket's looking low.
you know what's so crazy? That might be the person that got the money for it though. They might not have the talent, but they might have the money and the business part of it. Because it's like everything go hand to hand.
Well,
Yeah. So
before you go on, so about like the sacrifice and stuff, do you mind, like if it's too much, if it's too sensitive, personal
mhm,
subject, but like what type of sacrifices have you made to, to bring the comic books to life?
I ain't gonna hold you. One time I had to pay rent, but I really wanted to get this book done. Your boy was late. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was late. I had to make that one back up. I needed that done. So that's how deep it get right there. I ain't never starved myself for it yet,
Right.
but I definitely missed a big payment of something important just for this. So that's that's why I said the money is like the worst part of it, man. If you ain't got money to be just blowing like that. I said so. So yeah. Besides the money part, as far as the lows, I think the other low would be writer's block.
Mm.
It's nothing like when you hit writer's block, like, and you can't come up with something. That's like not even if you can't come up with something. Say if you wrote a script. You ever had a moment where you just wrote a script out and then you like feel like something is missing, but you can't come up with it right now. So now you put the on a back burner. You like, damn, I'm gonna go ahead and watch some TV. Maybe something to spark a flame.
Come to
Never
me.
spark a flame. It don't spark a flame. Now you 6 months deep and you still waiting. Like, damn, I can't come up with it. End up rushing it. Like, so writer's block, money. I'm gonna try to give you three. Um, I want to say marketing.
Mm, mm.
Marketing is really one of the most challenging things that I I think I face. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how many other people out there face marketing challenges, but
A lot. I've seen it. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen a lot of creators are saying that the
mm-hmm,
market, like making a comic itself for them is good, but like once you step out of that and now I got to market it and sell it,
mm-hmm.
kind of what people's problems are having. Because a
It's
lot of
not that easy.
it's not, and a lot of us writers are introverts. So
Uh-huh.
like if you're a writer that's an introvert, how are you gonna put yourself out there? You feel me? If that's not what you're used to doing. So
Mm-hmm.
it definitely it marketing is not just you, it's a lot of people that have trouble with marketing.
Yeah, and that's why my biggest thing that I would like to give advice on, not my biggest, because the biggest is consistency, um, but teamwork. A lot of people are scared to do teamwork nowadays. They feel like they can't make sacrifices because, oh, I need to get paid this amount of money. And yo, dude, I'm a nigga I'm a guy that I ain't even say nigga. I'm a guy that writes. I would write a story for free in a heartbeat, like just for the credit. Like who do we think we are sometimes? Like some of us get outrageous with prices and I just be like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go work with this person over here. Like this person is a little cheaper. Not to be funny, like, but we got a budget.
Exactly.
So teamwork could definitely make a dream come true. You understand? Like me and Oso got a little agreement that we got. So that's why I'm saying that. Me and him got an agreement. And I really appreciate dude for the agreement that we came up with. And it's working for the both of us. So and that's a team thing that we came up with. So um you're going because like say like you said, some of us writers can't sell, some artists can't sell. So now what it seems like you're missing is the business part of it. Hey, here's my buddy Steve. He know how to sell things without no problems, but he he don't contribute to nothing else. Not saying that's what Steve really who he is. I'm just saying, but Steve really could sell the shit out of anything. Like I done seen Steve sell his comic books in a Uber. He was catching a ride. By the end of the ride, he was telling him like, "Yeah, you should check my book out." Like, and she bought it, and I was just on the phone like, "Bro, like for
That's
real?
that's
Like everywhere you go, everywhere he go, he's selling the book." So you may not know how to do everything. Get together with somebody that know how to do what you don't know how to do. So that's what I wanted to say. The highs for me so far, honestly, is seeing my work being brought to life. To be
so
honest with you,
so
that's
you
the
got
high
when you got that first like official proof of it, you was feeling like, on cloud nine.
for sure. That's how I felt. I felt like it was real. Like I felt like now that I started it, I shouldn't stop it.
Mm, I like that. I like that a lot. So when you got your first comic, let me ask you a question. Did you cry?
Hell no. I didn't even cry when my first kid or my second kid was born. I I ain't that big of a crybaby. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't cry a lot. I think I got that all out when I was a baby and a kid.
Sure.
I ain't big on crying. So but I was extremely excited. So that's like it's still the same kind of joy, but like instead of tears, it was just smile and laughter. Like I did it. Like I finally completed it. The one that I've been holding on for. the longest. Like
Mhm.
Book of Dreams came a long way. It had a lot of twists and turns. Originally, and I say it every time I do an interview with people, originally the story wasn't about what it's about now, as far as the direction it took off in. The siblings, you wasn't going to meet them for a while. But with the situation with my sister, when that happened, it made me focus on them more than the character I went with, which was the wrestling guy. On the original covers, you can see the wrestling guy. He got the wrestling belt. He was going to be the first person that he runs into, but switched it up. His name wasn't Malachi at first, neither, because my son wasn't born at the time. His name was Mark. So then when my son was born, as time went on, I'm just sitting there like, Mark, Mark, why Mark? Like, why not name my son name? Like, and that's when I changed it over to him because he already in my mind looked like once I had my son, I was like, this is what I want my character to look like. Like I want him to look like my kid. Like so, like it never got done, but it definitely had a lot of turns. It had a lot of turns. The whole storyline turned. The original script for it is now in the second volume. So you won't even get to see the original script for a while. So I think it turned for the best though. Even though it was a tragic that happened that caused it to turn for the best. I think now that I couldn't see it being anything else than what it is right
Right.
now. Mm-hmm.
So all in all, from you starting to write Book of Dreams to when it actually came out, how long was that time frame?
Ooh. I want to say 2011. It was written in 2011. The original script. Um, the official book began getting work. I think we started working on it in the beginning of May 2022. Don't quote me. Also, will probably know better than I would, but it was definitely in May of 2022. So that was what 11 years. I think that's 11 years later.
Yeah, you said 2011 and 2022.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2002. Yeah, it's 11 years later. That's
Yeah.
how long it took.
Hey, but sometimes it takes, that time for, good work to happen. You feel me?
Yeah, you can't rush. You can't rush things. Like I said before, you can't rush things. Sometimes you gotta sit on that egg and hatch it the right way, or your chicken gonna come out malfunction. So definitely, that's definitely that's definitely the thing. You can't rush greatness. I know you hear it all the time from the greatest people. They say you can't rush greatness, man. So I believe in the story now. I didn't have 100% faith back then. I believe in it now.
Mm,
I'm
mm.
sure you feel the same way. How long it took you, like when you first wrote the script for your story? How long did it take for you to put it in production?
Crazy because like the story, my first story, like my
Which
version,
one was first? Which one was first that you came up with? Because you got four different stories sparked at once. So,
the legacy is the first story I came up with because it's the most me story. It's the most like personal. It's basically like my book of dreams in a way.
nah, I feel you. I feel you.
And I started writing that. Well, the ideas for it were a minute. Like I don't even know when the ideas first started, but ideas for it were like for a minute. But
Mm-hmm.
around like 2022 is no, it was definitely before that because that was pandemic. It was
Mm-hmm.
maybe like a little bit before pandemic. I started like writing out the ideas for it and like
Okay.
now. And then it's still in production. Like the Kickstarter for it and everything was successful, but it's still in production. It's almost
Uh-huh.
done. It's literally almost done. And it was supposed to
I
be
can't wait for that one.
I can't wait neither, bro.
I can't wait for that one, yo. Because I felt like that one was about you.
It is. It definitely is. It's really about me and like things in my life. And like you said, like little things that you like cool things that I like I added into this comic.
Mm-hmm.
And me people may not even get, but I get it. You feel me? And
Yeah.
stuff like that, like you said, it's crazy hearing you talk about Book of Dreams because the legacy went through very similar things, very similar. Like I
Twists
changed
and turns.
a lot of twists and turns, like a lot of twists and turns. So it's the story is mainly the same story. A couple changes that I added, you feel me? But it's mainly the difference, mainly the
Mm.
same story. But it's a lot, bro. It's like it's a especially for stories you really not saying I don't care about my other stories, but like this one,
No, I feel you.
right? It's a lot. It's a lot.
I feel you. I feel you. I told you, like, I feel the same way about Freeze Call at Night. That's my baby, but Book of Dreams is the one that needed to be focused on.
Right.
So I feel you on that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't gotten to the other two because I don't want to read them digitally. I want to read them physically. That's
Mm,
how I am. I like to read the books physically. I'm not big on digital. So
me,
um,
bro. Same here.
I want to say King's Domain is definitely like I like your other story due to the colors, but King's Domain, he cool. He seems so cool. He remind me of Black Panther, so he cool with it. Like when I seen it, low key, I ain't gonna hold you because also compared to our characters, I was jealous. He definitely said your character gonna kick my character ass. I was like, they're not even established yet. Like, why are we having this
Right.
conversation? I'm big on not having arguments about non-established characters. Like they didn't have enough storyline for you
Right.
to go off a fight. So when he said it, when I read it, I was like, damn, look how he got the big TV screens and shit and his and inside of his headquarters and shit. Also, like we gotta do stuff like that too,
Yeah,
man.
but I care, but your main character's kind of like growing. You feel me? Mine is starts off as a hero. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like yours, what I like about yours is yours, it's very gradual. You have a very gradual story. And it's like
Mhm.
I feel like your story, I don't know, but I feel like your story is like One Piece or like you can go like 100 million episodes or something like that.
That's crazy because it really is that long. So figure ourselves.
But
Yo, that's crazy that you said that, yo.
you can tell because you have like a gradual like a grace going along. Like it's not like slow. Like I don't want to say that like it's make it sound like it's slow, but like it's gradually going along. Like I feel like
Yeah.
the big shit hasn't happened yet in your comic at all.
Mm-mm. All right. So one thing that you are wrong about, he is already established character. I'm gonna show y'all in a way that, like, if you read the book, the first book, the
Hmm.
beginning of the first book is really a dream. So he's dreaming at that moment as him as a kid. So up until when he wakes up in the book and he's on the ground like this and everything is
Yeah.
smoking, he was dreaming that entire time. So that's him really. He just lost his memory now. He's a hero.
Okay.
He is a hero. He just lost his memory at the moment. I'm not gonna tell y'all how and why. You gotta watch the rest of the stories for all that they come unfold. But he's already a hero. He just don't remember it.
Right.
So he was dreaming at that moment. Everything was happening with like little dreams just overcome. Like you see it go in and out from different things. You're like, why we in space? Why we back in the nurse office? Like he dreaming. His dreams is over colliding each other. So
Hmm.
just that's I said that my most important thing to me was character development. Steve always tell me like, yo, you gotta build the character up. You gotta build the character. Don't just throw yourself out there like that because then what if the people be like, oh, I don't like how he came out as his finishing touch. Like start him up from the bottom, let him grow with him. So that's what I did. So while what I did was I took each issue and gave it like its own introduction for each character. That's why you see the first one it start off with the lava one.
Mm-hmm.
I chose that one because of my sister. And then the next one is about my stepbrother, which was the one that mainly bullied me. And then as you keep going on, you get to meet the different characters again. That was all in that house in the first book. So as the story go on, you will get that action packed, like the hero moments and things like that. I just wanted to introduce everybody first, like get familiar with the people
Hmm.
and why each one of them might hate them or what their abilities are, and then we're going to tell you like we're going to get into it. Like that's why I said issue 5 is what I've been really trying to build y'all up to, because now you're about to get some action. You
Hey.
feel me? Now he been avoiding it this whole time because he's scared. I mean, what would you do if you woke up and you don't know what's going on? You going the first thing you do, more than likely, people shooting at you. You gonna start running. So that's
Yeah.
what he's been doing. So that's the approach that I took. Ain't nothing wrong with no other approach. That was just the approach I took because the partner that I work closely with, he always put that in my head, like build up, build up, build up. So you can go any direction. Like I like how yours come out ass kicking straight from the door. Like she boom, kick that motherfucker and start whooping that. They like, run, keep coming. Like that type of it had me excited because I like that type of stuff. Like if, to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have read my own book because of how slow, like how the spill it didn't come straight into action. Everybody know me when I watch movies or shows. The first question I have is somebody died. They be like, nah. I be like, nah. I'll watch it
I
later and shit.
ain't
I ain't watching that. So nobody ain't die. It ain't that deep if ain't nobody died. Like somebody, I don't care how they died. They could have fell off a cliff. They died. All right, we in there. We
watching.
watching it. So so
I,
that's why I say I like your book.
oh, thank you, bro. But like, yeah, so I definitely like that. I think I like how your idea of taking your book and what you did with it. I get you. I'm definitely an action person. Which I think is why the series that I have out now are so action packed because my main series
Mm-hmm.
to me, The Legacy, it doesn't it's like your book. Like it builds. Like so
It builds up.
it's not there's action in it, of course, because I love action, but it's
Yeah,
not as much action. He doesn't come out the gates kicking ass like my other comics do. You feel me?
yeah.
It kind of gradually goes, which I like that, and I like what Steve told you, like build, because even when
Mm-hmm.
my characters do start off, that is similar advice to somebody gave me, because even when my characters start off like my main character in the King's Domain, like he's a superhero, right? Already in it,
Mm-hmm.
you feel me? But he's gonna grow from that point. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I love that. I love the advice of build, and
Mm-hmm.
let these people watch as it builds,
Let's.
get them onto it. You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like that.
Nah, I definitely feel you on that. But like I said, it's no wrong way of going about your approach. So
Right.
I about to say because all of them don't start the same. I about to say you see if you read Freaks Come Out at Night, Freaks Come Out at Night, get straight to it.
Right.
I wanted whoever was reading Freaks Come Out at Night to feel like I just dropped you in a moment, and now you like this, like oh shit, what the fuck? Oh shit, like I wanted you to feel like the intense of the rush, like oh shit, now we running from zombies, like so when people ask me, like why I feel so rushed. I wanted you to feel like you was being rushed. Like, bring your ass on. Fucking zombies about to come kill us. Like, let's go. Where Project Cat is a whole different approach. You see it start off with like telling you who she is, giving you her intro, then boom, some shit just happened. You like, whoa, what the hell? Where these spaceships come from? So
Right.
now it stopped right there. It's just like, we ain't even gonna see nothing. Like we just got to know who she was. That's it. It was an intro.
Hmm.
Just to see if you was gonna like what you seen right there. It's all types of ways you can approach different like approach her stories. There's no wrong to it. That's another high about it. Honestly, I mean, to go back on the high, not to go back, but on the high, that's the best thing about it. Like, this is your world, this is your universe. You can do whatever you want without no rules.
No, that's yeah, exactly. You can do whatever you want. You can have orange seas and purple skies if you want to. You feel me? But
You
you
feel me?
you want.
Do whatever you want. You never know who might like it. It's somebody. Say if I wrote a story, right, and only 10 people out of my normal fans like circle liked it. I haven't reached the world. So I don't know if it's probably 100 more people out there that might like it. So it's always going to be someone like you though. It's always someone like you that like what you like or like different elements that you like about life. Like so, you can't go wrong. It's all, but you got to find out how to market it. That's the most important part. If
Going
you don't
back,
know how to market it, huh?
going back to the lows.
We were talking about the highs and the lows, so I'm bouncing between it. So that's what I got to say about that. Don't ever discourage yourself because you think something is bad. It might be good. I've seen one of the most craziest stories be actually good. It was a blue color and a pink color, and it didn't have no form. It wasn't no details of the character. Nothing. It's big on webtoons. It's a story that's big on webtoons, but one character pink and one character is blue. And the story is so deep. You get into it, you're like, God damn, this relationship is good. Like, but but it ain't no details of the character. Like you don't know who is who. Like you just following these colors around. So, but there's no wrong. There's no wrong. Someone's gonna like it. You
Right.
just gotta find them.
But so speaking of, you could use this as my next question. This is my last question, you feel me? But this is my last and final question I have for you. And the question
Sounds scary.
it could be, might not be. If you if you could go back and give yourself that was just starting out, or if not yourself, somebody that's just starting out that's like, hey, I want to jump into making comics. What advice would you give either yourself or that other person?
Do it. Just do it. Like Nike tell you,
Like
just do it.
great Nikes.
Just like how Nike said, ain't no better way to take an approach on risk in life. Like, just do it. You only get one shot at life. Why not? Consistency is another thing I would give as advice. That's my number one advice all the time with anything in life. If you want people to come to you, like gravitate to you, be consistent. That's it. Just keep putting out content. And eventually it's enough to make a story where now if people is getting on it late, they got something to watch. And they're gonna keep watching it till they get to a point where they be like, do I like it or not? Like, you never know. But consistency, risk taking. I don't have no advice for myself because I feel like everything happens for a reason. So as far as timing, well, I could say this. During COVID, I really should have took that money that I had and put it to comics. That's the only advice that I feel like but like I said, timing is everything. I probably wouldn't have met Oso. I probably would have met somebody else and not even continue with the work with it. So it happens for a reason. Uh, I don't know. Is that it? I
That
think
was
it's just those two.
that was good, bro. Like you think you need more?
I was just trying to make sure there ain't nothing that people need to hear like that is missing. Like, because I hear a lot of people struggle with taking the risk with doing with the comics.
Right.
So my thing is to try to encourage them the best way I can, and as much things I could say to them to get them to want to do it. That's what I'm trying to make sure I'm getting it all out there for them. So just take the risk, just do it, go for it, and be consistent. If you got a story in your mind, follow through with it to the finish too. You never know what you might get. It might not hit now, but how you know the future kids might not pick it up and be like, "Yo, this is dope." I don't know what they was thinking in the past. Like, you never know, never know.
No, that
So
I definitely mess with that. Yeah. So that actually is kind of like what you were saying is like I told you before, that's kind of why I wanted to start like this having conversations with creators. I wanted to make it so like people that just jump on to comics can, have something to watch that where creators are talking about creating comics. They have their highs and their lows, things they've been through, advice for people starting off. Because, like you said, you see a lot of people. I see the same thing. I see a lot of people. I actually get a lot of DMs of people who are kind of afraid to just start out with comics and are
Yeah,
afraid to, like, push their stuff out, or maybe not even just afraid, just kind of don't have like the faith, like the
yeah.
faith to just go out there and do it. So that's kind of what these conversations that I want to have with different creators is about, is to give somebody,
Hmm.
hey, I want to get started making comics. What's something good? What are like interviews I can watch that people are actually talking about it and that could give me some advice and help me, jumpstart it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that your advice was good, bro. You did your advice,
Word, I appreciate it.
that was
I
good.
about to say I do want to say one thing though. My biggest fear
Hmm.
was thinking about what people would think about my stories.
Okay.
That's my biggest fear. Like, what if they didn't like it? So
And then what
once you figure out how to work around that part, there you go.
and how did I don't know that other one was supposed to be my last question, but how did you work around that fear?
I'm still scared to be honest with you. I'm just taking a risk. That's it. I've always been a risk taker my whole life, so I'm just down for the risk. Like it's just like, I mean, what can you do? Like you're not. No one is made perfect, so already know off rip that like you're not going to be perfect. So don't expect for people to always like everything you do.
Simple as that.
My biggest fans might be my kids. I'll be happy with that though. I'll take that and run with it. So you never know. Go for it, yo. For real, go for it, yo. Anybody, go for it, yo.
Hey, that's what's up. But Malcolm, aka Smiley,
You
uh,
feel me?
thank you, bruh, for being on, for being my first guest. My first guest, little round of applause.
You
Yeah.
feel me? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me, brother.
Hey, no problem, bro. I just want to thank you for coming on, sharing your story with everybody. It's a dope story. And I hope, that more creators can see this and your story inspires somebody to, start
Mhm.
comics.
I hope so too. I hope so too, yo.
Cool.
Word.
Thank you, bro, for being on. That's the end of
No
this
doubt.
interview.
All right, man. I appreciate you for having me, man. I catch you. See
Catch
you
you.
out there on the field.
Hey.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.